Hey, what's up guys? I had a few announcements. You noticed the videos have been pretty subdued lately, not a lot of commentary. My depression has just been unbearable lately. I don't really know how to describe it. Pretty much the same things that I've been talking about before, just the whole feeling like a failure and you know, just not really seeing the fruits of labor and a lot of parts of my life, not just YouTube, it's just other parts of my life too. I don't really know what I can do about it. What I wanted to announce is I'm going to be doing a fundraiser at some point. Right now, I would like to get a new processor. It's starting to get to the point where I'm starting to get shitty frame rates in games that have no business having that issue. I know in the future, you know, the next wave of console ports, whatever comes out, I know it's probably going to cause problems, which is why I kind of had to hastily back out of getting One Piece. I am still going to be following the One Piece port to see if it's actually good or not. You know, I'm going to let someone else be the guinea pig. I know they have pre-order bonuses, but after DMC4 Special Edition, I'm not really down to plunk 50 bucks on something that might not work, even on a, you know, more capable computer. So I'm going to be announcing that at a later date. If you have any ideas on how it could be structured, you can let me know. Right now, what I had in mind was just probably playing a bunch of random stuff. In the event that someone does decide to help me out, I will, you know, they could request a game or something that I could play. You know, whatever I have in my library, you know, you can probably request it. That was how I was thinking of doing it. If I don't get anything for a while, then, you know, I'll just play whatever I want. But I think that would be a good way to raise money and give something back to the community that I have on here. Aside from that, there's not really a whole lot else that I need right now. I've thought about upgrading my video card. The video card, you know, decent one, is starting to get towards some pretty, you know, tolerable prices. Like $200 for like a halfway decent one. Right now I've got a GTX 750 Ti, but like I said, it's getting bottlenecked. You know, it's not like the greatest card in the world. It's one of the best mid-range ones from what little I know about video cards, but the fact that that's getting bottlenecked tells me that I should not be getting a video card anytime soon. I need to get a new processor first. A new motherboard if it requires it. I'm not quite sure. You guys are going to have to help me out in the comments. I really don't know much about the guts of a computer. I'm very much a console gamer. It's just lately there hasn't been a whole lot on consoles that I've wanted. You know, there has been stuff that I've wanted on the PS4, but I can't afford that. So right now it looks like the next upgrades I need to get is a new processor and maybe a PS4 at some point. The processor is kind of first priority. You know, that will help with recording you know, the existing games that I have, kind of keeping the channel alive between big releases. PS4 is kind of a secondary thing. You know, you know, if I do manage to raise enough money for that, you know, I'll go ahead and get one. But I also wanted to show some of my gear. I've actually gotten some pretty nice upgrades and managed to complete the Psyche set, which is pretty hard to do. I actually did a trigger party. A trigger party is basically, you know, you kind of, it's not really an exploit, it's kind of just a different method of actually getting a specific item. You can trigger a rare boss in this game, and you get in a party with 12 other people, and you alternate who uses the trigger to spawn the rare boss. And we did it, it took about an hour. The game trolled like the literal shit out of me. I got this leg piece, this piece I already had. The only part I was missing was the rear. I got like 8 of the leg piece and 2 of the arm piece. So I got enough of these same 2 pieces to form 2 full sets. I've kind of been in the process of fixing these so that I can make some money back. It's been kind of hard. The market kind of sucks right now because you need premium to even get an 11-star unit pass, and it's pretty hard to get an 11-star unit. There aren't that many of them in the game compared to a 10-star unit, so it's kind of just sitting in my shop, kind of just gathering dust. I hope that when they do the campaign in a couple weeks, that when they start giving out the free passes to even people who don't have premium, that it will sell and I can use that to fund some other stuff. I do want to get some other upgrades, but right now I've got pretty decent gear. I have this 12-star hollow gimlet. The potential on this is it increases aerial damage. It's only level 1 potential. Once I have some more money, be it both in real life and in the game, I plan to get it to level 3. Obviously with the twin dagger, if you've ever played this game, you know, they're trash on the ground. You do not want to use them on the ground unless you're in some kind of situation where you don't have time to switch weapons. So getting any kind of bonus on your aerial damage at all is really nice. The meteor cudgel, I've gone over this before. This is not the best double saber in the game. It is arguably one of the better ones, though, simply on the basis of the potential. The potential doubles the gear accumulation rate. Basically, you need the full meter to use Chaos Riser. Chaos Riser depends on how much gear you have. If you have your gear at max, it does pretty ridiculous damage. As you can see, I don't have it at level 17, I don't have it at level 13, so I'm missing a pretty decent chunk of the power, but it still does pretty crazy damage, and with this, you can pretty much have it on at all times. So I've wanted to switch, but I haven't been able to find anything yet. I've had pretty, I don't know, very polarizing luck in this game. Sometimes the game is super nice to me, sometimes, most of the time, it just trolls the shit out of me. I haven't been able to get another better double saber. At the time of recording, they have not put in a stronger double saber that has this potential. I would love it if they would just put out a stronger one that had this potential. That would be really awesome, but doesn't seem like it's on the pipeline anytime soon. Finally, this is a 13-star Knuckles. This is the second 13-star that I've gotten. The first one was, I think it was a bow that I got off Gal Griffin, which, you know me, I always play melee characters in this game. It's pretty useless to me. It's sitting in my storage in the hopes that someday, maybe in a year or two, they'll make it so you can trade 13-star weapons and I can just sell that shit for a cool couple million. But right now, I only have it at +2. I need to get a bunch of lambda grinders. I also got this weapon camo. I love the tonfas. I think it's really cool that they have tonfas in this game. There aren't many games where your character can actually wield tonfas. In this game, it's kind of a little compromise, I guess you could say. You can't. There's no actual tonfa moveset. But with the Knuckles, there's a weapon camo that you can get that changes it to a tonfa skin. As you know, I have this. Where is it? Fighting Beat, which is the actual tonfa, but this is going to be exponentially stronger once I'm able to get it to +10. The potential is your PP, or proton point, consumption goes down by 30%, but you lose 5% of your damage, which on Knuckles is not really a big deal since it does such huge single target damage as it is. In any case, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I suppose my links are in the description. I have to be honest with you, I have really been on one meal a day in snack territory. Today, I pretty much lived off a bag of popcorn, so I am definitely in need of more funds. I hope that my channel will grow. It's just right now, I'm kind of, not only my computer is bottlenecking me, but, you know, my funds are bottlenecking me too. I can't afford to get a new processor, I can't afford to get a PS4. Obviously the PS3 is at the end of its lifespan. There hasn't been anything particularly interesting on the Vita. I am interested in Tokyo Xanadu, but it seems like that's got a pretty heavy non-combat component to it, which is going to be difficult for me. I do know some Japanese, as you know, but I'm by no means fluent. I had a couple months of education in it, and some personal issues I don't want to get into kind of forced me to stop that. That was about 15 years ago, so I've learned a little bit more since then, but I don't know if that's going to be import friendly, so we'll see what happens. My links are in the description, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.